Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to learn how to use the KeyPress event to allow or disallow specific characters while the user's typing in Microsoft Access. Today's question comes from Sadie in Alpharetta, Georgia, one of my Platinum members. Sadie says, my client is very strict about how names are entered into our database. For the first name and last name fields, they only want capital letters. No spaces, no apostrophes, no special characters or numbers. Just A through Z and nothing else. Is there a way to enforce this in Microsoft Access? Can this be done with just an input mask, or do I need to use VBA? Well, an input mask will get you part of the way there. If you watch my input mask video, which I'll put a link to this down below, here's all the different codes you can use. You get L, must enter a letter, but you have to know exactly how many letters you're going to enter. Is it 5 letters? Is it 10 letters? That's good for like a code, like a product code where it's exactly 6 letters, right? The question mark may enter a letter, but you can also enter spaces with those, right? Letter or digit, must enter a character or space. So none of these really exactly match what you're trying to do. I wouldn't use an input mask for this. What I would use for this would be a little bit of VBA and the KeyPress event. The KeyPress event fires whenever the user presses a key on the keyboard, and it can be used for all of the printable characters, right? All the letters, all the numbers, all the weird stuff like exclamation point. It doesn't work with like function keys and things like control key, control F, that kind of stuff. But for everything the user is going to type into a field, KeyPress is your guy. Now, this will be a developer level video. What does that mean? That means if you've never taken any VBA before, well, go watch this video first. It'll get you started. It's about 20 minutes long. It'll teach you everything you need to know. And you should know how an if-then statement works. So go watch both of these first. These are both free. They're on my website. They're on my YouTube channel. Go watch them. Come on back. All right, this is my Tech Help free template. It's a free database. You can grab a copy off my website if you want to. And in here, I got a customer form. And here's my first and last names. Now, Sadie says she wants to prevent anything but capital letters from going into either one of these fields. So we're going to use the KeyPress event. So we're going to right-click, go to Design View. We're going to bring up the properties. You got to do it one field at a time. But once you get the first one done, the other one's easy. We're going to double-click to bring up the properties. We're going to go to Events and find On KeyPress right there. Not to be confused with Key Down and Key Up. Those are different events. I got different videos for those. We're going to focus today on KeyPress. Hit the ... builder button. That'll bring up your code builder. And you can see I'm sitting right here inside the first name KeyPress event. Now, this subroutine is going to get a value sent into it called key ASCII. What does key ASCII mean? Well, this is a number representing the key on the keyboard that the user pressed. And these numbers come from the ASCII chart. All right, this is the American Standard Code for Information Interchange. You don't have to remember that. But every key on the keyboard, like 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, capital A through Z, all the brackets and the parentheses, the lowercase letters, they all have a decimal code. Don't worry about the hex code. That's not what we're doing today. Just all you care about is this decimal code. Okay, so capital A is decimal 65. See that? Capital Z is decimal 90. So all of the capital letters fall between and including 65 and 90. Okay, that's important because when you press the letter N on the keyboard, 78 goes into that subroutine. Let me show you. Watch this. Message box, key ASCII. I'm just going to message box whatever key is pressed whenever we're in the first name field, right? Save it. Come back out here. We're going to close it. Open it back up again. I'm going to click in here and press Shift N for capital N. Boom. And there's that 78. All right, see? 78. Wasn't lying. And if you don't feel like looking up the ASCII codes, I always remember 65 is A. I don't know why. I just do. But I can never remember the rest of them. So if you want to, if you want to say, okay, it's got to be like a C, D, or E, just go in here and just message box it and hit it on the keyboard. It'll tell you what it is. Okay? All right, so we want to make sure that the only allowed characters are from A, which is 65, to Z, which is 90. No spaces, no apostrophes. I'm looking at you, Delta Airlines. Every time I book a flight using Delta Airlines, or even on American Express's travel, they don't, my fiance has an apostrophe in her name. It's D'Angelo. And every time I got to remember to take that apostrophe out because they just say it's invalid. They don't like take it out for you. All right, anyways, so here we're going to say only allow A to Z. Okay, capital A to Z. So if key ASCII is greater than or equal to 65 and key ASCII is less than or equal to 90, then we have a valid key. Let it go. Don't do anything. All right. Otherwise, it's a bad key. All right. Now, how do you get rid of the bad keys? Well, all you do is you set the key ASCII value equals 0. That says erase the keystroke. Scrub it. Don't do anything. Okay. And if you want to, you can even message box invalid character or invalid key or whatever you want to say. All right. End if. All right. And I wrote it this way for a minute. I know this isn't exactly intuitive. We'll talk about that in a second. This is just easier to wrap your head around the first time through. Okay. Sometimes I do this because this is easier to write and understand, even though nothing is going to happen here. We'll talk about this in a second. All right. Debug, compile once in a while. Come back out here. I'm going to close it, save changes, reopen it. And now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hit the D character on the keyboard. Invalid character. Why? Because I'm only allowing capitals at this point. Okay, how about capital D? Okay, yeah, that's allowed. A, N, G, good. How about a P? Oh, that was a lowercase p, sorry. See, it's not preventing anything, or not allowing anything other than capital letters. Spacebar, nope, can't do it. Oh, okay. All right, so we're off to a good start. I'm gonna hit escape. Oh, invalid character. Escape's not allowed either. Take that into consideration later. Yes, all those other keys like backspace, delete, escape, you might want to take those in consideration. We'll talk about those in a few minutes. Let's go back to our code, though. All right. This was easier to write because I was thinking this way, but I don't like structuring it this way for my finished code. So what we're going to say is, now that I know what I'm doing here, we're going to say if not this whole thing, right, then we have a bad key. That's the better way to write that. Okay, it's not as intuitive, but it's easier to write the first way, but this way makes more sense code-wise. All right, so key ASCII is between 65 and 90. If not, it's a bad character, and it'll run the same way. Now, as far as the lowercase characters go, I know you only want capitals in the field. I'm going to suggest let the user type in lowercase letters, and then in the after update event for the field, you can easily capitalize them all. So we're going to allow them to type in lowercase letters here. So let's go find the codes for lowercase letters. All right, so A is 97 and Z is 122. All right, those are the ASCII character codes for A through Z lowercase. So we got to add those to our code. All right. So I'm going to say not. Let's copy this whole thing here. Okay. It's going to be not that. That is true, or this will be true, and put the whole thing inside of parentheses, and then we'll just change our character codes. This is going to be 97 to 122. Okay, so this can be true, or this can be true, and if neither of those are true, then this runs. Okay, see how I said this is not quite as intuitive as writing it the other way, but it's cleaner code. Only allow A through Z, cap, or lowercase. Okay, save it, debug, compile. Good. And now I can come over here and I can type in any letter, capital or lowercase. And what we're going to do now is in the after update event, when the user hits tab or clicks off of that field, then we'll just convert everything to uppercase. Right? That'll be one more event, design view, find the after update event. And in here, all you got to say is first name equals ucase first name. That'll uppercase the first name. If you want to learn more about after update, here's a video for you. And this video covers upper, lower, and proper case. Proper case is like what you see here with the title, with the first letter is capitalized and the rest of them are not. All right, so now we can come back here, save changes, and I can type in Richard all lowercase, and then it converts to capital. Okay, you might also want to handle backspace. right? That's invalid. Or delete or escape, like we talked about a second ago. Let's go find the codes for those. All right, escape is 27. 8 is backspace, and 127 is delete. So we just got to add those to our list of allowed characters. All right, we'll come in here, and we'll say or, and then another block down here. We'll say key, I'm just going to copy key ASCII because I'm sick of typing it. Or key ASCII equals 127, or key ASCII equals 8, or key ASCII equals, what was the last one? 27 was the other one. All right. Also, backspace, delete, escape. So those should all be allowed now too. Okay, so I got rich. Oh, wait, backspace, K. Let's go backspace, backspace. Let's see here. You can use the arrow keys, by the way, because the arrow keys are not, they're special keys. Like the function keys, F1, F2, those don't generate a KeyPress event. But I can now I can hit delete. That does generate a KeyPress event. And I can hit escape, and that'll cancel all that. So that's good. All right, now, here's where we get tricky. Let's say you want to apply the same thing to another field, like last name. Okay? You don't want to copy all of this in multiple places. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this into its own subroutine and just pass this key ASCII variable to it. All right? So I'll come up here, and we'll call this. You can make it public if you want to. You can put it in a global module if you know how to do that. I got separate videos on how to do that, but for now we'll just keep it in this form. Private subroutine. We'll call it check key, and we're going to send into it key ASCII as an integer, just like the other guy gets. All right. And now we're going to take all of this and put it up here. Okay. Now, normally what you can do is you can have functions that return values, but in this particular case, we're not going to do that. All we have to do down here is say check key and then send it key ASCII. What'll happen is, this is a little more advanced, okay? What'll happen is check key is called and key ASCII from here is sent up here. All right, it'll run through this stuff, it'll check to see if it's valid, and if it's not valid, it'll turn it into a 0. And this 0 will actually get returned down here, which will cancel the keystroke. It's really weird. I have another video that talks about by ref versus by val. There's two ways you can pass values. All right. By ref is essentially sending a pointer to that value so that the original value can be changed, whereas by val does not. This is a little more advanced of a concept. I cover it in detail in this video and also in my developer lessons. But essentially, the default method is by ref. So by doing this, we're sending a pointer to this up here, which means that if key ASCII is changed in this subroutine, that changed value does get returned down here. Okay, it's a little quirk of how VBA works. You can specify by ref here if you want to. It's the default. You don't have to. It's nice to do it if you're expecting it. If you're expecting that behavior, I always put by ref there. Okay, but now the benefit is we can just simply say this for the last name's KeyPress event, right? Come over here. Go last name, and in your KeyPress event down here, all you got to say is that. And no, for those of you who know, you can't make it a property function. I tried. It doesn't work because you can't send the key ASCII parameter in from there. So you have to do it this way. Once per field. It's not that big of a deal. And also don't forget to UCase your last name as well, like we did up here in the after update. So we're going to come down here. We're going to find last name and then find the after update event and then put the UCase in here, right? Copy, paste, paste, save it, debug, compile, and now that should work for both first name and last name. Joe. Oh, I got an invalid character. Oh, you know why? What character did we forget? The enter key, right? Enter. Well, you weren't actually making any changes. Enter is not allowed. Oh, no, it was allowed there. What happened? Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, I think it's a tab key. Let's see. I hit tab. Yep, it's the tab key. Enter is allowed. It's tab. Okay, let's go find tab. I couldn't find it at first, right? I'm looking for just tab. It's right there, horizontal tab. It's 9. All right. And since I couldn't find it, what I did was I just said, hey, I don't know what character it is. Message box it for me, right? And then when I came in here and I did this and hit tab, oh, it's 9. Oh, okay. All right. So now I know what it is. All right. So come in here. That's how you can just have Access tell you what the code is that you're looking for, right? Right here. Or key ASCII equals 9. And then we'll say tab is allowed. You got to let people tab around, right? Okay. Let's try it again. Come here. Okay. Joe Tab Smith. Tab. Perfect. All right. Let's try Joe here. And let's say I'll try to do a 1, 3, 3. Nope. Can't do it. Space. Nope. Can't do it. Apostrophe. Can't do it. I think we're good. If you want to learn more about this KeyPress event in my Access Developer Level 8 class, I do this thing called Search as You Type. And what that is we make a search box right here. All right. It's got a list box underneath it, but you can use it with a combo box if you want to, or even a continuous form. And as you type characters into this box, each keystroke, each KeyPress event will filter the values in this box. And so you have to use a KeyPress event for that. And unlike a combo box, it's not just the beginning. It's anywhere in any of these 3 fields. I got first name, last name, and company name there. I also cover how to do that in my search seminar. We do search as you type in there too with a natural language search. All right. Now, I do have to warn you that this event only fires when you type in valid keys in the keyboard. It doesn't prevent the user from doing something like this. Copy, paste. See that? It doesn't shut down special keys like Control V, F1, those kind of things. So you could copy and paste invalid characters in there and get away with it. That's why I would probably also put a before update event in here to check those characters, but you can check for those special keys using the key down event. And in a future video, I'm going to show you how to disable copy and paste. A lot of people want to be able to disable that, like bank websites do, when they want you to type in your account number. Oh, someone's beaming in. Hold on. It's just more damn tribbles. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in the next couple of videos here. We're going to cover key down and some other stuff, and I'll show you how to disable that. But that is going to be your tech help video for today. Hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. A special thank you and shout out to our diamond sponsors. Juan Soto with Access Experts Software Solutions, manufacturing experts specializing in Access and SQL Server. Sammy Shama with Shama Consultancy, a certified Microsoft Access expert who offers personalized one-on-one tutoring. And Amanda Nicole Consulting, specializing in helping businesses move from complex Excel sheets to an Access database. You'll find links to the diamond sponsors in the description down below the video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.